Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's session on social media content curation with Marketing Center. Today, we're going to be speaking about how you can create various content for your platforms with our Marketing Center application. With that said, let's begin. We appreciate you being here. Since this program is optional and discusses best practices for your consideration. If you are thinking of adopting any of them, please make sure to review the requirements in your area or region with your broker or branch manager, including those related to contacting consumers. We do want to highlight the importance of the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, better known as TCPA. The general rules are that it's okay to call people if the person recently gave you their phone number, but remember to check the DNC list regularly if they haven't spoke to that person in a while. You'll also want to check the DNC list anytime you don't have permission. Automated calling and texting platforms should never be used. Pre-recorded messages and artificial voices should never be used as well. You will be personally liable for any violations of the TCPA. With that said, on desk, we do have the Do Not Contact tile. You can go ahead and click on this particular tile within mycbdesk.com, and then within that, type in either an email, phone number, or fax to locate whether this particular individual or individuals are on any of the Do Not Contact lists out there. With that said, let's talk about today's product and demonstration. And we start off with our value proposition for Marketing Center. Marketing Center is this digital content manager solution and digital asset generator. It's quick to deploy, easy to use. Marketing Center provides affiliated agents with access to Coldwell Banker Realty's entire digital content library. Additionally, if you are working with Design Concierge, it is going to be a platform where those particular content pieces can be stored if you want the studio, the artist behind Design Concierge, to implement that in there for you, which I do highly recommend, especially if you're going to use a template-based system. But also, within Marketing Center, you'll see stock photography that is going to be from Unsplash, brand logos, listing templates, social media assets, virtual meeting backgrounds, brand campaigns like our quotables, print marketing materials, and video elements as well through Morpheus. So what we'll be covering today? We're going to talk about the social media templates as a whole, downloading them as well. So whether that's downloading them and you uploading them, or you directly putting them on your social media platforms. And then we'll also do a demonstration on a property-specific social media asset. And then we'll wrap it all up with the Q&A. So with that said, let's hop into our live demo. Okay, so with that said, let's dive into today's demonstration and head on over to mycbdesk.com. With that said, we did talk about the Do Not Contact tile. Again, you can just find that quickly by typing that in the filter apps or by keyword. And once again, this is where you can type in a name, phone number, email to make sure that an individual is on a Do Not Contact list. Okay. So with that said, let's talk about Marketing Center. It's going to be our tile that looks as such. You can also find that very quickly by typing in Marketing Center in your apps or by keyword, or up at the top here where it says, what would you like to find today? So I'll just quickly demonstrate that just so you can see just a couple different ways to find the Marketing Center tile or application in case it's not readily available to you at the top. Okay. The other thing I'll point out too is that there's this fantastic Help Center underneath that tile as well. So if you want to get any other elements, training resources, or FAQs, the Marketing Center Help Center portion from desk is a great resource as well. Okay. With that said, let's go ahead. We'll click on our tile here. And when you go ahead and click on the tile, this is going to be the home screen that you see. Now, when it comes to templates, right, it's going to be our option here on the left-hand side, number 3. Additionally, if you are looking to create video templates, it'll be in the top right here where it says New Project. And at the bottom, you'll see the custom or brand video options there. And that'll take you to Morpheus, which is where you can create those video templates. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and select our template option. So when it comes to social media, you can see on our left-hand side that we can filter these templates out by clicking on social. So you can see from within our entire library, we have over 200 items that you can customize to use for social media, or at least use. So, one of the great ones, I'll often use is a template called quotables. Right, and these are going to be some of the stats that you can easily use on your social media. Again, really hyping up this great company that you're a part of. So just to use one of those pieces, I can go ahead, I can click on that element. I'll go ahead and use the template. You can see that we've got a lot of different pages to this template. And I'll note that within these two, that you might even see additional pages than what are included here in kind of this preview shot, if you will. So if I go ahead and just kind of quickly populate in, the one thing that I'll point out is, like, if you're looking at any particular brand template, feel free to click on the new page just to see if there's anything out there that's not within the set already. You can see the pages that are already kind of included within it, or some that might not be in there as well. So just one item to keep in mind. Okay. So now when it comes to downloading a set or uploading the social media, there's a couple different ways in which we can tackle this. Now let's just say I wanted to use this first creative here. I can quickly download that by going ahead and hitting the download button. For page range, I'm just going to go ahead and select number 1. I'm going to change this down to JPEG. Right. You can use your print DPI color for social. You're going to be okay. Go ahead and hit next, and then hit download. All right, and then from there, right, you can take that creative and then you can upload it into your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you see fit. Now, additionally, when it comes to sharing directly on the social, what I would do in this instance, right, I could take any of these particular pages here. I'm just going to get rid of them all. And then what we'll do is we'll have our content piece here. I can go ahead, hit share, post to social. And then I can click on the social media platform that I want to use and then follow the prompts from there. So that's just a kind of a quick element on those particular brand templates in which you don't really have to do anything to it, right? But this could be just like a great change of pace content piece for your social media campaigns. So now with that said, we're back at our template home screen. And next up, I want to talk and tackle how to create a listing social media creative piece. So in this case, what I'm going to go ahead and do, right, we're going to check off our socials still. We're going to head down to property promotion underneath the category. And you can see right off the bat, right, it's narrowed it down quite a bit. And in this case, single agent, I'm just going to mark that down. Right, and then you can see that we're going to have our templates here. So in this case, I can see the one that maybe I want to use down towards the bottom, our listing updates one. And the great thing is it's got the headline piece out there so that this way, right, you can change up that headline to what you need it to be, whether that's an open house, price improvement, just listed, etc. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and select use template. Okay, I'm going to go have that and load. And then we'll let everything populate in. But, I would say what's great about these templates is that, right, you've already have a couple of these different orientations already formatted for you. So whether that's you co-listing with somebody, whether this is going to be a social media post that belongs to a team, right? It's all kind of like settled in there for you within Marketing Center, so you don't have to worry about that. So in this case, right, I'm just going to take a look at the single listing agent template here. So in this case, you can pick from the various headlines got here, right? We can see the language, right? So you can see you could do English or Spanish, and then you can apply any of those headlines to our shape up top here, right, where we've got our brackets. And I'll say that's a pretty neat thing too. So when it comes to like your listings and everything, that data can automatically populate in there as well. Photos are also syncing from the MLS for your listings, so you're not going to have to worry about uploading those in. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. So with that said, right, we've got our new price up at the top. Now to find that particular listing, you can go ahead, scroll down. And once you scroll down on the left-hand side, you'll see one that says property listings. And what will happen is these will be the listings that are associated with your account. If you don't see a listing, I would reach out to either your marketing specialist or your brand support staff. Maybe there's something with either the feed that's coming into Marketing Center, or it just could be an issue with the feed maybe coming from the MLS into Cool Banker. Okay. So with that said, I'll go ahead, I'll type in my listing, and then we'll wait for that to populate within the feed. Now, for whatever reason, if this doesn't populate in, maybe you're having one of those issues like we talked about before, you can upload your own photos, you can type in your own text, so that's okay as well. If it doesn't pull up, that'll also give the opportunity to put in the MLS ID as well to help you track everything down. So with that said, I can go ahead, I can apply the information for that particular listing into my template. I'll apply it to the document here as opposed to the shape, right? And now this will start populating everything in. And if your info is not already populating in, right, then it can also transfer in there as well. So the great thing is, right, it's taking in all of the information from the listing, the price, square footage, so then you don't have to worry about that as well. Now, with that said, if you need to change out any of the photos, you can do that too. On the left-hand side where you search for your listing, you'll also see a button that says images. It's here that all the images that are within the MLS should populate into. You can quickly go ahead, you can take one of those photos, click on it, and then just drag it over and drop it in. Now, with that said, if you need to make any textual edits, you can go within that text box, just double click on it, and then type in whatever headline that you need to type in. So, maybe in this instance, right, like it's, open house this weekend. Let's just say open house this Sunday, 1 to 4 p.m. Right, and the great thing, again, this is something that you can complete pretty quickly. So, maybe if it's after hours, all the office staff is gone, then this is something that you can feel quite comfortable in doing and confident in doing as well. But it's within these two, like any of these areas, you can go in there, you can make those edits. Some of these are going to be tied into that feed that are coming in. Don't worry, you can over type those just in case need be. So, okay. And then just like before, in this instance, you can go ahead and with some of these templates that do have locks on the slides, as far as like kind of telling you that you can't delete them. So like our quotable stat was fine, but say like this new listing one or this listing headline one, or it won't let you delete the other slides. In this case, what you're just going to go ahead and do is just download that particular slide. So in this case, or I can scroll down through the slides just to see which one I was working on. All right, so that would be number 4. So you just type in number 4. That's the slide that we were working on. I can go ahead, select our photo, and then go ahead and hit download. Now with that said, once again, that would be the photo element and the listing element. So again, if you're doing any kind of bureaus Open house posts, right? This is a great place to go just to find some quick content that you can quickly generate as well. And, plug for Design Concierge too. They can make some really great social media templates for you as well. And then you can just use your own folders to utilize those too. So within that, if I unclick the property promotion, and just in case you're curious about what some of those other categories might be for social, right? We talk about content curation. Personal promotion is a great one, of course. Right, they'll have some of the holiday elements, as you can see here with our elf. Maybe it's not personal, maybe it's one more business. Long story short, right? There's a lot of different content pieces that you can find here. Number one, claims that again that can really talk to not only the expertise that you have within your neck of the woods, but also being supported by one of the biggest real estate brands in the country. So with that said, that's what I have prepared for today. There are a couple of other items that I do want to talk about before we wrap up. Now that we've completed our demonstration, I wanted to remind you of our next available appointment service where you can book a 20-minute solution-oriented virtual appointment with one of our 100 plus marketers in as little as 2 business hours. You can book these appointments for support on a dozen of core marketing tools at nextavailableappointment.com.